All right, class. Had a little snafu with my last video there. I was going over a student practice page instead of the actual homework page. So now we're back, right page, Unit 1, Lesson 7, Estimating Irrational Numbers. Starting off with problem number 1. We have negative square root of 113. So as we were talking about in class, we tried to see where does 113 fit in our list of perfect squares. So 113 falls between 100 and 121. So square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 121 is 11. So our 113 is going to be somewhere between 10 and 11. Now I know there's a negative sign out front, and we're just going to hold off on that negative for right now. So I'm going to put 113 is greater than the square root of 100 and less than the square root of 121. Step number 2. I'm going to make myself a number line, starting off with square root of 100 and working my way out all the way to 121. So 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make a little mark of that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 121. Make this one a little longer, like over here. And square root of 121. All right, next step. I'm having the class find the midway point between 100 and 121. So to find that, we're going to look for the difference between these two numbers. Subtract 100 from 121, and we get the difference of 21. And now we're going to split it in half because I want to find the middle. So now I know there's from 100 and 121, there's 21 steps across this. I want to find the middle. So 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. So next, I'm going to count on over 10.5 from 100. So 100 plus 10.5 is 110.5. So right here, that's going to be my estimate for 10.5. And now I'm going to chart my square root of 113. So this is 110, 111, 112, 113. So now 113 is just past the 110.5 mark, which was 10.5. So now I'm going to have an estimate here, greater than 10.5, less than 11.0. So I'm going to give this a 10.63. That's going to be my guess for right now. So now, bringing back that negative sign, it's going to go right out in front here. So my estimate for negative square root 113 is approximately, with a guess, negative 10.63. So now we check it with our handy dandy calculator. Now I'm going to type in 113, get the square root of it, and must be my lucky day, folks. I get 10.630, and so on. So my guess of 10.63 compared with the calculator's result was pretty darn good. So now let's see if we can keep that kind of accuracy up for the next 5 problems. So this is problem number 1, estimating irrational numbers. Negative square root 113 is approximately negative 10.63. So if you don't have one of these charts at home on your paper, feel free to copy it down and generate your own, because we need this to know where our radicals lie, so we can get an estimate of which 2 whole numbers it'll fall between. Number 2, we have negative square root of 33 all over 2. So on this problem, since we have now a fraction involved, I'm going to still focus on this square root of 33. We can do that first. then add my negative symbol to it, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So looking at just square root of 33. Where does that fall on my chart? It falls between square root of 25 and square root of 36. So square root of 33 is greater than the square root of 25, and it is less than the square root of 36. Square root of 25 is 5, square root of 36 is 6. So now I'm going to make myself a number line. This is my 5, square root of 25 down here, and now I'm going to make little tags all the way across this until I get to a 36. So here's 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. That's what we're needing. 34, 35, and 36. Square root of 36 is 6. All right, so now, just like we did on the last problem, I want to find the midway point between 36 and 25. So 36, take away 25, try to find the difference here, and we get 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So now I'm going to add 5.5 to 25 and mark that as my midway point between 5 and 6. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 and a half. So there's my 5.5 marker. So now I'm going to look at square root of 33. And where does it fall in between my 5.5 and my 6.0? So I see 1, 2, 3 lines from the right and 1, 2.5 lines from the left. So that tells me in between 5.5 and 6.0 would be 5.75, but it's a little bit less than 5.75. So I'm going to make my guess of 5.71. All right, so now I need to take this and replace up here. So I'm going to go ahead and write this up here. Negative 5.71 divided by 2. So now I'll use my calculator to do that. 5.71 divided by 2. And I get an approximate value of negative 2.855. So that's my estimation of the square root of 33 negative divided by 2. So now type it into the calculator and see what we get. Square root of 33 is 5.744. So not quite as perfect as last time. And now divide by 2, and we get negative 2.872. So on. So again, my estimate by using this number line is pretty darn good. So my estimate was negative 2.8, and on calculator we get negative 2.8. And then at the hundredths place, we have a little bit of a discrepancy, but that's okay. So that's problem number 2. Problem number 3. We have the square root of 45. Now again, coming back to my chart, 36 is a perfect square. Square root of 36 is 6. 49 is a perfect square. Square root of 49 is 7. And my square root of 45 falls in between these two. So square root of 45 is greater than the square root of 36 and less than the square root of 49. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. So now I'm going to make my chart. Number line. And I'm going to count out all the way over from 36 until I get to 49. So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's my square root of 49, which is 7. And right here, I made that mark a little extra because that is the square root of 45, which is what we're looking for. So again, now I'm going to try to find the midway point between 6 and 7, or the square root of 36 and the square root of 49. The difference, 49 take away 36 is 13. 13 divided by 2 to find that midway point is 6.5. So now I'm going to count over 6.5 spaces and make my mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So here's my 6.5 marker. So now, trying to come up with our educated guess. So we come down from 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we come up 1 or half, 1, 2. So up 2.5, down 4. So we are less than the 6.75 marker, which would be the center between 6.5 and 7. So a little bit less than that. So let's see. Last one I was off by just a bit. So we'll go with 6.62. We'll take 6.62. And so now we just had the square root of 45. We didn't have a negative sign up front. It wasn't over a number. It wasn't divided by 2. So now I'm going to punch into my calculator and see what we get. Square root of 45 is 6.708, and so on. So again, off by a tenth, but not horrible. So my estimate was here, and here's what we get with the calculator. All right, that's problem number 3. Problem number 4 is the negative square root of 42 divided by 2. Same process. Find out where the 42 lies. Same spot, right between the 36 and the 49. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. Go ahead and make our chart. A little too high. I want to move it down a little bit. I'm going to get cramped. 6. Square root of 36. Now I could have left it up from the last one. That's okay. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Bring that up. That's our 7 mark. And square root of 49 is our 7. All right, so now going back, we had a difference of 13. So 49, again, take away 36 was 13. Divide by 2, and we got 6.5. And this is what we're using to find our midway point between 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Puts us right here, 6.5. So our square root of 42 that we're looking for, really, really close to 6.5, but just a little bit less than it. So I'll take a guess here, 6.48. 6.48, that'll be my guess. So now I'm going to take that and write it up here. Negative 6.48 divided by 2. Punch it into my calculator. And we get approximately negative 3.24. So that's our estimate. And now let's see what we get when we punch it in. Square root of 42, 6.480, ... So pretty darn good guess right here. And now divide that by 2. And we get negative 3.2403, and so on. So really, really good guess on that one. All the way out to tenths place, hundredths place, thousandths place. Looking good. So now we're going to move on to problem number 5. So all good, got it? Problem 5, we have big number. Square root of 385 over 2. Now my handy dandy chart over here only goes up to 13 squared, which is 169. So now we're going to need some bigger numbers here. This is going to work. So we're going to throw 20 up here. And why 20? Because what's 2 times 2? 4. 20 times 20, 400. And then let's get 19 on board here. Now, I won't lie, I don't know what 19 times 19 is off the top of my head. 361. So that's where our 385 is going to fall between 400 and 361, or 19 and 20 on the number line. So writing this out, just like we've done the others, 385 square root is greater than square root of 361, which is our 19, and less than our square root of 400, which is our 20. So now let's go ahead and make this into a number line. I think we're going to need a little bit extra space here. So 361 down here, it's our 19, and I need to count all the way up to 400. So 361, 362, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 370. So I'll make a little mark right here. 371, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 380. 381, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 390. And squeeze in 10 more. 391, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 400. Now I'm going to have to erase some of my goodness over here to make space for it. That's all right. Square root of 400, 20. Square root of 361, 19. Square root of 385, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea. But we're going to figure it out. So now what is the difference between 400 and 361? 400, take away 361. So we'll do the old-fashioned method here. 0 can't subtract the 1, so it looks to the neighbor for help. It can't do the job, so it looks all the way over to the hundredths place. So this is going to loan one out and become a 3. This next 10 is going to have to loan one out and become now a 9. And this last one is going to become a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So now we have 39. 39 spaces from 361 to 400. Finding the midpoint, we're going to divide by 2 again. So how to do this in my head? Well, I know 40 divided by 2 is 20. And this is just 1 less than 40. So I'm going to take a half off of 20 and get 19.5. So now 361 plus 19.5, add a decimal point of 0 to the top, we get 5, get a 0, 6, 7, 8, and bring down our 3. So 380.5. So luckily I have 380 marked, 0.5 right here, and that's going to be my midway point. So that's my 19.5. So now we're trying to get 385. So it's much closer to 19.5 than it is to 20. And so I'm going to take a guess that it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about a quarter of the way over. So I'm going to give a guess of 19.625. See what happens. All right, so now that's my approximate of square root of 385, and now I need to divide this by 2. So I need a little extra space up here. So this right here, 19.625 divided by 2. Use my trusty calculator. 19.625 divided by 2, and I get an estimate of 9.8125. So that's what I got. Now let's test it out with the calculator for the real answer. 385 square root, we get 19.621. So pretty darn close again. Tenths place was good, hundredths place was good, thousandths place was off. Not too bad. Now divide that by 2, and calculator gives us 9.8107. So here's my estimate, and here's the calculator's digital readout when calculated. Not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and erase all this, patch up my chart, and then move on to number 6. Last one. Square root of 21. It feels refreshing compared to the square root of 385. So we're going to go right in between the 16 and the 25. So rewriting it, 21 is greater than square root of 16, less than square root 25. This is 4, this is 5. Make our chart. 4, square root of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, so let's see what we got here. Difference of 25 and 16 is a difference of 9. 9 divided by 2 to get our midpoint is 4.5. So 16 plus 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20.5. So here's our 4.5. And now 21 is just a little bit above it. So my guess is going to be 4.55. 57. 4.57. That's my guess. So now, nothing else to do. We're going to punch it into the calculator and see what we get. So square root of 21 is 4.582. And so on. 4.57 was my guess. In the calculator, we get 4.582. Not a bad guess. Only one that I was a little bit more iffy on. But the other is not too bad. Hopefully you guys do just as good of a job with your guesstimates as well. And then punch it in the calculator and see what you got. That's it. Thank you.